Hi, just having another look at this painting, which is an endangered species from Sharjah in the UAE, Farsetia linearis, and it's like greeting a friend again. So I just want to tell you a little bit about it. So this is the area from Masafi to Dibba that Rupali and I were looking at, and the barrenness has a beauty of its own. And I was like a goat, sort of rushing from one little bit of greenery to another, trying to find some bits of vegetation to have a look at, because it's quite stark. And then this is the area that we got to. And then in the very dry stones, came across a few little grey, silvery grey twigs on the ground that Rupali got really excited about. And I thought, really? This is not very exciting, until you started to look more closely. And it has tiny little 10mm, at least they're 10mm, not 1mm, 10mm little white flowers on the stems there. So don't judge a plant on first glances, as I've been caught before, and I stuck it under the microscope to understand a bit more about it and where it started to reveal its secrets. So this is a leaf, and it's covered in fine indementum or fine hairs, and the margin of the leaf are involute or enrolled, which is easier to say, to help with to stop the moisture evaporation and loss. And then up to, so that was times 10, up to a flower here at times 10, just pulled apart to see the stamens inside, and then down to individual sepals across to the stamens at times 10, and then the detail of the gynoecium up here. That was all at times 30, but you can see it's all covered in these little hairs as well. And the seed pods I needed to get from a herbarium specimen, so this was at times 20 to show the pattern on the septum, and in here is times 10, and then down to the base of the flower, showing where the stamens fit, and the gynoecium, little nectarine, this is times 30, the petals. And then what I found really fascinating is these hairs, and they're oppressed, which means they stick very close to the plant, and medifixed, which means they're fixed in the middle to the plant. So this was times 60, this tiny little hair on the short stem. So it's covering the plant to try and prevent moisture loss. And how interesting is that, this tiny little hair and the way it's... So now you understand a little bit more about the plant. This was what I considered the rather boring grey twiggy habit, painted here at half natural size. But then look at the flowers, they come into their own and they are beautiful. So putting them under the microscope and actually just seeing the colour change up through the sepals, and the beauty in the petals, very delicate white petals, and then all this, the fine hairs, the indementum covering the stalks, and all through the buds to help prevent the loss of moisture, and then down to the pods, which I had to draw from herbarium specimens, and they split. So there are two case either side of this septum, this inner part of the pod, which is like a transparent membrane. So here are the seeds, are the beautiful seeds on this side of the membrane attached, and then these are, you can just see the truth through the transparent film on the other side. But again, the pod has hairs. But isn't this beautiful? What a fabulous plant. When you get it under the microscope and you start to look at all the details, these are all at times 10, by the way, because it was quite small. But see, there's beauty in tiny things. So don't take things for granted, just look closely. And then I got excited about these oppressed hairs. So this is in graphite down here, showing on part of the stem. So again, as we had before, this little medifix short hair that sits really close to the stem to prevent moisture loss. That was at times 30. So isn't that fabulous? What a beautiful little plant, endangered in the deserts in Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates. And it's a painting and drawings looking for a home. If anyone's interested, let me know.